So we have obtained a per phase equivalent electrical circuit of a synchronous generator. The equation which governs the armature circuit, that is given over here. That is, the generated voltage is equal to the phase voltage plus voltage drop across the resistance of these coils plus voltage drop across the inductive reactance. Based on this equation, we have already learned how to obtain the phasor diagram. Here is the simplified phasor diagram. In the simplified phasor diagram, we have omitted this phasor because RA is much smaller than XS, so we can just omit this phasor, and here is the simplified phasor diagram of the synchronous generator. You already remember that this internal generated voltage, the frequency of this internal generated voltage is related with speed of the rotation of the rotor, and that is the frequency, electrical frequency of the generated voltage. We derived that expression, that is given by, where Nm is speed of the rotation of rotor in revolutions per minute, and P is the number of poles in the machine. Here 2 poles machine is shown over here. So since we are interested in getting a constant frequency electrical signal, therefore we have to keep the speed of the rotation of the rotor to constant. How we can do that? There is a automatic control mechanism to control the speed of the rotation of the prime mover. Maybe in your course on control systems you will have an idea how to control the speed of the rotation of the prime mover. So over here we assume that frequency of rotation of prime mover in radians per second, omega m is radians per second and Nm is in revolutions per minute. So we assume that this is constant. How much input power is supplied to the generator? Power, you know that power is the product of torque and speed of rotation. So the power, mechanical power, which is supplied to the generator through prime mover, that is equal to the torque applied by the prime mover multiplied by speed of the rotation of the rotor, that is speed of the rotation of the prime mover. Not all of this power is converted into electrical power. The power which is converted into electrical power, that is equal to the generated voltage multiplied by the current. Since we are dealing with AC quantities, therefore phase angle between the two quantities, that is also important. So EA multiplied by IA multiplied by cosine of the angle between these two quantities, and since there are 3 phases on the armature and each phase is identical, so here we multiply it by 3. So that is the power which is converted into electrical power, where gamma is the angle between these two phasors EA and IA. That is, here this angle is gamma. And in terms of mechanical quantities, that is also equal to the torque induced multiplied by speed of the rotation of the rotor. So this induced torque is not equal to applied torque. Some of that torque is consumed to overcome other effects which we talk about later. So this is the power which is converted into electrical power, and not all of that power is supplied to the load. Some of the power is consumed in the resistance of armature windings. So the power, the output power, what is that? That is equal to phase voltage multiplied by current, phase voltage multiplied by armature current, and the cosine of angle between these two quantities IA and V phase. Angle between these two is the same as the power factor angle of the load. That's denoted by theta. And again, since there are 3 identical phases, so we have this relation where theta is angle between V phase and IA. This angle is theta. angle between phase voltage and armature current. This angle is the same as power factor angle of the load connected to the generator. So if we sketch the power flow diagrams, we have this situation similar to the case of DC machines as we discussed earlier. We have some input power. Not all of that power is converted into electrical power. Some of power is consumed to overcome the losses, which cannot be categorized into all the categories. We call these losses as stray losses. And then some of the power is consumed to overcome of friction and windage losses. And then we have core losses. You remember the core losses include the hysteresis losses and the eddy current losses. So we have these losses. So rest of the power is converted into electrical power, and power which is converted into electrical power, that is given by this relation. And not all of that power is supplied to load. Some of the power is consumed in the resistance of armature winding. So we call these losses as copper losses. And rest of the power is the output power. So we have derived expressions for powers in this synchronous generator. And now we would like to rewrite these expressions in another form. That form will be sometimes more convenient than this expression. To write it into another convenient form, here we have a few observations. Here what we can see is that this angle, the angle over here, that is equal to this angle. That is, this is also equal to theta. How? You can easily verify it, because this angle you can see is equal to this angle, and this angle is 90 degrees. This is also 90 degrees, and therefore this angle has to be equal to this angle, because if two angles are equal, the third angle for that triangle has to be equal. So this angle over here is theta, and then what is this length? From here to here, this length, that is equal to length of this vector multiplied by cosine of theta. So length of this vector is IAXS, and therefore this length is IAXS cosine of theta. Is it clear? This angle is theta. Therefore, this length is this length multiplied by cosine of theta. So this length is IAXS multiplied by cosine theta, which you can also see that is equal to, if I call this angle delta, angle between EA and V phase, if I call this angle delta, then this length is also equal to this length multiplied by cosine of this angle. That is IAXS cosine theta, this length, that is also equal to EA sine delta, EA multiplied by sine of this angle, to get this length. This angle delta is the angle between EA and V phase. It is also called torque angle. If we substitute from here IA cosine theta, that is equal to EA sine delta divided by XS. We substitute this expression over here to get the output power. P out is equal to, in this diagram we have ignored the effect of this resistance. If we just ignore this effect, then the converted power, the power which is converted into electrical power, that is equal to the output power. If we ignore the power losses in this resistance, then converted power, that is also equal to output power. This expression means that the output power, which is also equal to, approximately equal to the converted power, that depends upon this torque angle. And what is maximum power that we can get? So maximum power, the output power, that is equal to, that will be equal to 3 V phase EA over XS. That is when sine delta will be equal to 1, which means that when delta will be equal to 90 degrees. So maximum power we shall be getting out of this generator when the angle between EA and V phase, that will be equal to 90 degrees. And in actual real synchronous generators, the rated power of that generator is generally much less than the maximum power that we can get out of this generator. That generally corresponds to a torque angle of approximately 15 to 20 degrees. 15 to 20 degrees. Next, the expression for induced torque. Induced torque is given by, you already know, VR cross DS, which you already remember that is equal to VR cross B net, where B net is the phasor sum of these two magnetic fields, flux density vectors, here as shown over here. This is BR, BS, and their phasor sum is B net. And from our previous discussion, you remember that VR is responsible for generation of EA, that is the rotor magnetic field that generates the internal generated voltage. And if there is no current, no load is connected to the generator, there is only one magnetic field, that is VR. However, when load is connected to the generator and current flows in the generator, there is another magnetic field due to current in these coils, that is denoted by BS, and the phasor sum of the two magnetic fields BS and BR, that is B net. And actually this B net is responsible for generation of V phase. That is, this BR is in phase with EA and B net is in phase with V phase. Therefore, the angle between BR and B net is the same as angle between EA and V phase. That is, we have this cross product is equal to DR D net, and their cross product is sine of the angle between the two, which is the same as delta. So this is the expression for induced torque, and we can even obtain the expression for induced torque using this relation. That is, we know that the converted power that is equal to induced torque multiplied by speed of the rotation of the rotor. Therefore, induced torque is equal to converted power divided by omega m. And if we just ignore this effect, converted power is equal to the output power, and therefore induced torque is approximately equal to 3 V phase EA sine delta over omega m XS. So this is another expression for induced torque in the synchronous generator, and this induced torque also depends upon the torque angle.